Parfait. Bon, bonsoir à tous et merci d'être là. Je m'appelle Marc, je suis le directeur de la société Study Experience. Et donc voilà, j'ai le plaisir ce soir d'être accompagné par Daria Patini de l'université de Warwick. On va faire une session un petit peu bilingue ce soir puisque Daria s'exprimera en anglais. Mais voilà, si jamais il y a des choses que vous ne comprenez pas trop ou si vous avez besoin de clarification, ben, je vous répondrai avec plaisir dans le chat où je pourrais vous clarifier des choses en fin de webinaire. Euh, L'idée ce soir, c'est de vous présenter alors spécifiquement le processus des admissions à l'université de Warwick, qui reste l'une des universités les plus prestigieuses, les plus demandées, les plus sélectives au Royaume-Uni. Et donc voilà, il y a pas mal de questions souvent autour de ce qui constitue un dossier compétitif ou pas et qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire vraiment pour faire la différence et augmenter ses chances d'admission. Donc on va essayer de répondre à ces questions-là de la manière la plus claire et transparente possible. Et voilà, donc c'est chouette on ait Daria avec nous qui va vraiment pouvoir vous donner le inside information, on va dire, sur les admissions à Warwick. Pour ma part, pour rappeler, pour ceux qui ne connaissent pas Study Experience, je vous rappelle peut-être rapidement ce qu'on fait. Study Experience, c'est un cabinet de conseil donc, qui accompagne les étudiants qui ont un projet d'études à l'étranger. On intervient à plusieurs stades dans ce projet-là. Dans un premier temps, sur le choix des universités partout dans le monde, euh, choix des universités des programmes en fonction du dossier que vous avez, du projet, des différents critères que vous pouvez avoir. On se charge ensuite de vous aider à monter les dossiers, de les optimiser, et puis on vous prépare enfin au grand départ, en espérant que tout se fasse de la manière la plus sereine possible, voilà, sans stress. Donc c'est à ça que sert Study Experience. Si vous avez un projet d'études à l'étranger, vous pouvez nous contacter. On peut certainement vous être utile sur ce point. Voilà. Donc voilà pour ma petite introduction. Je vais laisser la main maintenant à Daria qui va donc vous présenter Warwick en détail. Je serai sur le chat, donc si vous avez des questions pendant son intervention, n'hésitez pas à poser les questions et je vous répondrai en direct si j'ai la réponse. Et si c'est pas le cas, on prévoit voilà, 5-10 minutes à la fin pour que vous puissiez poser directement vos questions à Daria ou à moi-même. Voilà, bah, écoutez, profitez-en bien. Merci beaucoup pour votre présence ce soir. Et je passe la main à Daria. Daria, it's your turn. Thank you so much.
Merci. Hello, everyone, and thank you, Mark, for organizing this webinar, for inviting University of Warwick to do this presentation. And good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Let me just share my screen. Hopefully, you can see my screen. And again, today we will talk. Let me show you. This is our agenda. We will talk about generally University of Warwick courses that we offer at the university. Then we will look and discuss what our Warwick admission tutors look for, how to prepare your application, what is important when you apply to University of Warwick. I will talk a little bit about scholarships at Warwick and how to apply for the scholarships. And then we generally talk about fun part, which is life on campus, what it is like to be a student at Warwick, and we'll have questions at the end. I know that some of you have already submitted questions that I will be happy to address at the end of the presentation. And of course, if you have any questions while I'm doing the presentation, please send them in the chat box. University of Warwick is one of the top UK universities, as well as one of the top 100 universities. We are a research university, so we are part of Russell Group universities, prestigious universities in the UK. University of Warwick was ranked gold for student experience, student outcomes, and teaching experience. We are a very big community of students coming from so many different countries. So we offer around 300 different sports clubs, societies, and where students can participate in. But usually, when I talk about ranking, what I recommend is for students specifically, don't you always look at the general university ranking. If you're specifically interested, you are interested in specific subject, also look at the ranking of the university by subject. So here on this slide, you can see that a lot of programs within University of Warwick are still highly ranked and are top within the UK. So programs like business and management, economics, accounting and finance, physics, history of art, English, mathematics. So this is another angle how to select universities, is also to look at the ranking of the subject that you are interested in. Where we are located, maybe some of you has already done research and looked, but for those who maybe never heard about Warwick, so we are just in the center of England. We are only 1 hour away by train from London, and cities like Birmingham, which is second biggest city in the UK after London, is only 20 minutes away by train from our campus. Birmingham International Airport that has really great links with flights from Europe, is only 15 minutes drive from our campus. And we are a campus university, so we are big campus, like city within a city, but at the same time, we are very conveniently linked with big cities like Birmingham, Coventry, London. If you want to travel, if you want to explore country, it's easy to do. Our faculties, so the University of Warwick offers or has 3 big faculties. Within each faculty, we have a lot of different departments, and each department will offer different subjects. So we offer around 130 different subjects. Here on this slide, you can see that they will be divided between 3 faculties like arts, science, engineering, and medicine, and social sciences. As well as we also have faculty which is called cross-faculty studies. This would be liberal arts and global sustainable development. When it comes to entry requirements, being a university that accepts students from all over the world. We accept students with different academic backgrounds, and our admissions team is very knowledgeable about, again, different academic standards, academic requirements. So just to give you an overview how to understand requirements when you do your research. So you will see that we will have as a main requirement A-level, which is UK school degree, but at the same time, then you will see equivalence of the requirements for French baccalaureate. We also accept IB, AP, European baccalaureate, and we do as well accept BFI, and you can see that we will ask for 0.5 points lower in the overall score for students studying BFI. So when you do your research, like for example, you're interested in management or international management program, the requirement for management, when you search on our website, you will see that the requirement would be for IB, for example, 38. Then you can see, looking at this table, that in French baccalaureate, the requirement would be 16 overall. And some subjects and some courses might require subject-specific grades, like, for example, in math, or if you want to study biology or chemistry-related courses, there will be a requirement for subject-specific grades. Again, if you do French baccalaureate, the requirement for subject-specific grades would be for subjects taken in year 13, and again, grades will be different. I'm not going to stop here more in detail, but it is very clear on our website. But I just wanted to let you know that University of Warwick accepts a lot of different academic degrees, and we do know French education system really well, and accept students doing French baccalaureate or BFI, for example. I'm not sure if we have students here or those who are interested in postgraduate studies, but just to quickly cover that we as well accept students and accept different academic backgrounds. Again, here you will see the requirements for that are equivalent for UK classification. Again, each department, each course will have different requirements that you can check on our website. We will also require English language, proof of English language. Again, here you can see what we ask for undergraduate and postgraduate programs. Students who are studying, or for example, doing BFI and studying English as part, we will be able to accept English as part of your studies. But for those, or if you do IB or any international program, for those who don't do any specific international program, then we again, in terms of English requirements, we accept a lot of different exams like IELTS, Duolingo, TOEFL, Cambridge exams. Another requirement as part of the application process, some of the departments might have specific exams. So, for example, subjects like computer science with business studies, discrete mathematics, and mathematics will require students to take an exam which is called TMUA, which is Test of Mathematics for University Admissions. Again, this information that I'm sharing right now and specific courses, it is relevant to Warwick. Other universities might also require TMUA exam, but for other programs, and the requirements might be different. But generally, just to give you a general understanding of the admission process, what we look at, if some courses obviously require TMUA or any external exams, that is what you need to be aware of, what you need to be to prepare for, and obviously earlier you know that you need to take an external exam, the more time you will have to prepare. TMUA is online exam. There are 2 sittings in October and January. Again, different universities might require specific sitting of the exam. For Warwick, we do accept both October and January. The TMUA is optional for subjects like economics and statistics, but very much encouraged for students to take this exam. So again, when you think about applying to university, make this research. What are the important parts of your application? So what are admission staff looking for? Again, for Warwick team, admissions team, and academic departments, it is important to see that students are academically suitable for the chosen degree course. And what it means is that you need to meet our requirements. So first, we look at your academic excellence, how good you are at your school, what academic achievements have you achieved, then that you are genuinely interested and passionate about the subject that you want to study, and that you have understanding of the degree course and what relevant transferable skills will be needed. The last two parts, these last 2 points can be covered in your personal statement. So a personal statement is an important part of your application. There are some changes for 2026 entry and for most, for those who will apply in 2024, 2027 entry. So the structure of a personal statement has changed, and now instead of one long form statement, students will be asked to answer 3 questions. These questions will allow students to have more guided and simplified approach to showing and illustrating your achievements. And obviously in each individual question, we will expect to see different examples. So don't repeat yourself, and provide different information in each statement that you do. So here are examples of those questions that you will find in your application process. And below, under each question, I gave you a few examples or ideas what you can write about in each question. So why do you want to study this course or subject? This question gives you an opportunity to provide evidence of your passion for the subject area, examples of your super curriculum outside the classroom, personal life experiences, and highlight some skills that will be needed for this specific course and that you have them. The second question is, how have your qualifications and studies helped you to prepare for this course or subject? And this is this question, this space you will use to show evidence of the relevant or transferable skills. So here you can talk about modules or specific modules or topics that you took as part of your studies, maybe essays, projects that you did at school, APQ, which is extended project qualification. Maybe you had some private lessons or qualifications that you want to mention that are relevant to the subject that you want to study. And third question is, what else have you done to prepare outside of education, and why are these experiences useful? So this question you can use to show your evidence and examples of suitable experiences suitable for a specific course, like maybe you did volunteering, relevant extracurriculum activities, work experience, podcasts, but you can see that in bold there is word relevant. Every example that you provide should be relevant to the subject that you have selected. One more thing that I wanted to mention is when we talk about personal statement goes to all of the universities that you select. So when you apply for undergraduate programs in the UK, you apply through UCAS, where you select universities that you want to apply to, and you will write only one essay that will go and that all the universities that you selected will receive and read. So you don't mention any universities in your personal statement, and your personal statement should be focused on the subject of your interest. One of the, I just here wanted to cover frequently asked questions that relates to personal statement and generally application cycle. Again, this information is specific to Warwick. Each university will be different. So when will I get a decision on my application? All applications received by 14th of January, which is the deadline of application through UCAS, will get a decision by the 13th of May at the latest. So this is our latest day when we aim to get back to you and provide you a decision on your application. I understand, and all universities understand, and Warwick understands that you are agitated and wait for the response. So just to let you know, a wait to hear back does not mean you are less likely to get an offer. It is just that some departments might review applications longer. How important is personal statement? I think this question is one of the most popular questions when it comes to a selection process. So when it comes to Warwick and our admission decisions, we make decisions primarily on the basis of academic ability and your profile. So based on your transcripts, based on your academic achievements, and that you meet our academic requirements. However, the personal statement is often still considered, particularly to assess your academic interest, your passion, that you're suitable for the program, and of course, that you understand the subject generally, and understand that for the next 3 years, this is the subject that you will study. So how do we use personal statements? Again, to iterate, personal statement are unlikely to be the single most important factor in deciding, because, as I said, our priority will look at your academic achievements. However, personal statement is definitely used all the time to look at your understanding of the subject, your passion. For joint honors courses, we also use the personal statement to ensure that applicants demonstrate interest in both subjects. And we also have subjects that have like 3 subjects, like PPE, EPP courses, where we will definitely use a personal statement to understand and see that you are interested in at least 2 of those subjects. And another question related to personal statement is that, of course, there could be situations when your studies could have been negatively impacted by different circumstances. Students usually ask whether it is something that you need to mention in your personal statement. So the answer to this question would be that as space in your personal statement is limited, we suggest you either ask your teacher to include this information in their reference, because as part of your application to university, we will also require an academic reference from your tutor, from your teacher, from your school counselor, from one of them. So in their reference, that's where they can mention any personal circumstances that could have influenced your studies, or you can use our extenuating circumstances form. Again, this form can be found on our website, and as early as you know about any circumstances, please let us know before you submit your application. So when it comes to tuition fee for undergraduate courses, we have two different bands. So for classroom-based courses like humanities, social sciences, the cost is £27,000 870, and for lab-based courses, so it is for programs like engineering, chemistry, biology, life sciences, and business courses. The cost per year is £35,000 530. Average monthly cost of living, including accommodation in our location where we are, would be approximately £1,100 per month. At Warwick, we offer Warwick Undergraduate Global Excellence Scholarship. We are looking for academically excellent students, and this scholarship is open for overseas students, like for international fee paying students. Applications for 2026, those who want to start their studies at 2026 are already open, but usually, just to give you like a timeline, usually applications for scholarship open around November and closes at the end of February. It is a competitive scholarship. Just to give you an overview, for this academic year, for students who started this October, we offered 6 full fee awards, 148 half fee scholarships, 103 25% scholarships. And as I said, it is competitive, but it is a great opportunity for students to participate and apply. There are always chances to get a scholarship. How to prepare for the scholarship is maybe this advice is quite obvious, but and it is only actually relevant not only for scholarship application, but also for your university application. Give yourself plenty of time. Read the instructions carefully. Write down, make notes of all of your extracurricular activities, hopes for the future, your career goals, because this is everything that will be useful to mention in your scholarship application. Research University of Warwick, what kind of social life is offered at university, different volunteering opportunities, societies, sport clubs, part-time work, internships that can be offered as part of your studies. Again, because it will help you to understand Warwick as university, because one of the questions would be about what you can bring to the community of Warwick. So these are the questions from last year. So you can see that there are 5 questions that we ask our those who apply for the scholarship. And you will have 200 words maximum per each question. And just to give you a few examples of those successful applications, what to talk about. So the first question, what you have achieved academically beyond your school curriculum. Again, this is where you would mention your awards, any challenges that you participated, competitions, and that what kind of extracurriculum events and academic events you have participated in. What extracurricular achievements have you accomplished outside of your studies? So these are where you would think about things like volunteering, extra work experience, maybe you are excellent at different types of sports like tennis, football, or any other type of sport. What has influenced your decision to study your chosen subject? Again, this is something that we want to understand your passion. What has influenced your decision? What motivates you? Again, that's where you need to spend some time to share information with us. How will a scholarship help you to make a contribution to the academic and social communities at Warwick? Remember, I told you to do your research about University of Warwick, about offers that university can offer, like academic life, student life, social life. So think about yourself as a student at Warwick, what you would want to do, how would you like to, what would you like to bring to the community of our students, professors, etc. So this is something, this space is for you to be a little bit more creative and think what you can bring to the university. And final example, final question is thinking about your future after graduating from the University of Warwick. How would you like to apply your knowledge in the wider world? Again, I'm not going to read out loud the examples, but this is a space for setting a good example of your career aspirations, achievements that you would like to do, and what career you see yourself in. Maybe you already know a specific company that you would like to work at, or maybe just generally industry. So this is space for you to share information with us about your career goals. So, and top tips for this would be, as I said, take your time, give examples. Examples are very crucial and important. Write about your skills, skills that you gained, and skills that you can then obviously bring to the university and you can use. Don't repeat yourself, and your application for the scholarship is a space for you to picture yourself at Warwick, to picture yourself a student, and talk about your aspirations and anything that you are passionate about. Talking a little bit about the university itself, as I said, we are a very modern university. We have a lot of different spaces created for students to feel comfortable and possible to achieve everything that you want to achieve while doing your undergraduate or postgraduate studies. So this is one of our newest buildings, which is Faculty of Arts building. It doesn't mean that it is this building will be open only for students who study anything related to art or creative industries. Our students love spending time here in this building, and a lot of your classrooms might take place here. So we do offer around 250, 300 different student-run societies. All of those societies can either be related to the subject that you are interested in, like coding society, astronomy society. They can be related to your like more fun and hobby related, like classic dance society, hip hop society, darts society, Formula One society. We also have like Taylor Swift society. So there are so many different activities that take place on campus, and students can participate in as many as they want. We also have Warwick European Society that welcomes students coming from Europe, all over Europe. They do organize a lot of different social events like public talks, different parties, barbecue, dinners. So it is a very active community that welcomes, for now, we have around 44 countries represented in this specific student society. We also support our students to be active. We only recently invested £1 million in our new gym at our Sports and Wellness Hub. We have one of the biggest climbing walls in all of the UK universities, have really big swimming pool, sauna, steam rooms. So this is definitely a space where students love spending time with their free time. And our community of students, so we have around 28,000 students on campus and 7,000 students are international students, which makes this is 1/3 of our community from all over the world. We welcome students from 130 different countries, and it's a very close-knit community, very supportive community, and very friendly. We offer accommodation on campus. We have around 7,000 rooms on campus and 13 undergraduate residences. All of our residences are self-catered, which means that students will need to cook for themselves. However, on campus, we do have a lot of cafes, restaurants. We have our own grocery store. So everything that is needed you can easily buy. So a few pictures of our campus and about our, these are more of our student residences. So communal space, like your kitchen is a communal space that is usually shared between 8 flats. Your flat or your room, you're not sharing your room with anyone, you live alone in your room. Toilet and bathroom facilities can either be shared or ensuite, depending on your preferences and obviously, it will depend, also influence the cost of the residence. And finishing up my presentation, I wanted to talk about not subject, but topic that is very important, and a lot of students usually ask, what happens when I graduate Warwick? What can I do? What are my career options? So University of Warwick this year was named 4th most targeted university in the UK by top 100 UK employers. So which means that when you graduate University of Warwick, you are in a job market. Companies really know the quality of our graduates, and University of Warwick is famous for building really strong relationships with industry, with companies. Each department will have their own links with main employees within specific industry. They invite companies on campus for public talks, for working with students, doing different projects with students, and we also have our career center that organizes a lot of career-specific coaching, career-specific events, like a few times a year, career fair, where a lot of companies just come on campus, and that's an excellent opportunity for students to meet and have a conversation with company representatives. Our career team organizes one-on-one career consultations about applying to different positions in the UK or abroad, talk about your CV, general how to prepare for interviews. It's a dedicated team that organizes a lot of different career-related events. And our students are global, like they locate globally, because after graduating Warwick, some students would want to stay in the UK and have experience in working in UK market. Some students would go back to their home countries or just go all over the world to work in Australia, in Asia, in US. Again, companies that our students go to could be very big global employers, the ones that you see on the screen, or students can do something very niche or even establish their own enterprises. So again, the support that is provided on campus for our students is great, and a lot of opportunities to explore your career path. And I think I will be finishing my presentation here. Of course, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer your questions. At the beginning, I mentioned that I received before this webinar, when you registered, some of you submitted questions in advance. So I would like to address those questions. Just if you give me a second, I will open. Yes, okay. So one of the questions was about if a student completed most of bachelor's degree in English and is fully bilingual in French and English, but discontinued their studies during their third year, is there a possibility to re-enroll at Warwick in a different subject and enter directly into year 3? So at Warwick, we don't accept direct entry into third year, only first and second year. And again, even second year is quite limited, and only several subjects will offer this. So I would say that mainly students are expected to apply for direct entry to our first year. There was also a question about, I also have a son who completed his bachelor's degree 3 years ago. Would he be eligible to apply for master's degree at University of Warwick? Absolutely. It doesn't matter when you graduated and from bachelor's degree, this year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, as long as you meet our master program requirements and have relevant bachelor's degree that we can accept for our master programs, it's absolutely fine to apply to university. There was another really interesting question about how do conditional offers work. So what is a conditional offer? So when you apply to university, you apply through, as I said, you apply through UCAS. Universities receive your application, review your application, and if you meet requirements and university is happy and ready to make an offer, you will receive I'm sorry, you will receive a so-called conditional offer. Conditional offer means that the applicant must meet specific academic and English language conditions before the place can be confirmed. Once those conditions are met, like for example, you finished your, you received your school diploma, and you can finally submit this, and we can see that your scores and grades meet our conditional offer. So if you meet conditions of your offer, then the offer becomes unconditional, allowing the student to proceed with enrollment and visa arrangements. There was also a question about one of our programs, which is MORS, Mathematics, Operational Research, Statistics and Economics, whether we have an indication of how many candidates typically apply each year. So this program, MORS, is one of the Warwick most competitive undergraduate programs, and we don't usually publish exact applications or intake numbers, but the program typically receives a lot of applications than available places, and it is very competitive program. Is the BFI qualification accepted as proof of English language proficiency? Yes, we accept LVA English in the BFI at grade 12 or 13, depending on the course that you apply to meet our English requirements. What should be another question? There were so many questions, and I thank you very much for submitting them in advance. And hopefully, those who are here today, some of those questions were submitted by you, and I can address them. So I think I have 3 more questions that were submitted in advance. So what should be included in a letter of recommendation? Do work experience placements or observation internships count? Are extracurricular activities taken into account? So, letter of recommendation is really important. So it should, and strong reference should include academic ability and motivation, suitability for chosen subject, and your generally. So if you apply for undergraduate programs, then it should be about your academic suitability, how good you are in a classroom. If you apply for postgraduate programs, then letter of recommendation should be from relevant work, and then it should talk about work ethic, your ability to work independently, anything that can be related again to your work experience. Would French students with the French baccalaureate diploma require to take an entry exam? If so, please advise what is the registration timeline. Also, does your university recognize the American high school diploma results? Many thanks. French, if students do French baccalaureate, there are no general entry exams or extra exams are required. Admissions are based on academic results and application materials. Again, remember that if some subjects require exams like TMUA, it's not about your academic background, what you have graduated, is just an extra exam that is required for students coming from different academic backgrounds. That's the only thing. And yes, we Warwick recognize the American high school diploma, and usually in combination with AP exams. And there was also a question about different French schools, whether we like a good transcript from less competitive French school be the same level as maybe less good marks, but from a very competitive school. So as I said, our admissions team is very knowledgeable of different academic backgrounds, and French baccalaureate is extremely assessed. So we do pay attention at academic rigor that student, at all of the academic subjects that student do. Obviously in your, not your personal statement, but when in recommendation letters, your tutor or counselor can mention generally the academic, how academically strong you are compared generally to school, and how academically rigor your curriculum is. So everything is considered, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. So I think these are all the questions that we received before the webinar. So if there are any questions here, I will be happy to address them as well.
Amazing, Daria. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh, hang on.